Y'all there?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 40 of the Gauntlet, hosted by the professional raw dogger, a.k.a. James Tatum, a.k.a. Philly Jim.
So, you just referred to yourself in the third person.
Yeah, always got to be raw dogging it.
Will's not wearing an NFL hoodie. Kick him off.
Free to Marcus.
Thanks for coming on, Will.
See you next
week.
Good.
We didn't tell Will. We didn't tell Will about the NFL hoodie thing. I forgot.
Will is not in the loop. He doesn't know that we're doing themes now. But anyway, last episode we pretty much broke down the playoff picture, everything like that. Now the playoff picture is set in stone. We have the Raiders and the Bengals going on right now. Pretty good game so far. So we'll see which team is able to pull that out. Then we got the Bills and the Patriots later. And then tomorrow we got the Eagles and the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. And
triple header tomorrow, right?
Which is going to be a good game.
Triple, yeah.
And then the Chiefs and the Steelers. And then there's going to be a game on Monday night. So bunch of footballs, bunch of stuff to break down. But first, we're actually going to be starting with the coaching carousel because there are
countless jobs
available right now.
Seven,
not including seven, not including the Raiders. We'll see if the Raiders hang on to the interim coach. But then you got the Denver Broncos, you got the Jags.
Man, I hope they
the
do.
Miami Dolphins, who surprisingly let go of Brian Flores, who also interviewed with Jay's Houston Texans, who they have said that is their guy that they want to hire. If he wants a job, he will get it. And then there's the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings, and so there's two jobs in the NFC North. And then there's the New York Giants. So, guys, there are some good – I think there's some decent jobs here. The Miami job's pretty decent. They got some young talent. They have the Denver's a good spot as well.
Minnesota
Raiders would be a good spot. Minnesota, there's a lot of good spots. But honestly, when I'm looking at all these coaches, all these guys that have been interviewed, first thing is obviously with Brian Flores. I thought that was total bullshit, and they've said that, he was not having a good relationship with people, like the GM, like all that kind of stuff. But this guy has probably been one of your better coaches that you've had in quite some time.
Right.
Because I believe you guys had Adam Gase.
He got the Jim Caldwell treatment.
It's pretty disrespectful, and I think that wherever he lands,
blessing in disguise,
Houston or wherever else he goes, I think that he's going to end up winning Coach of the Year on another team. I actually see that happening. But there's quite a few good jobs. I think that Doug Peterson he's interviewed with, I think, Minnesota, Jaguars. I think the Jaguars, the Bears, and I think there was like one more other team that has contacted him. But obviously, Doug has won a Super Bowl. He's very experienced.
I have to interrupt real quick, too. I have to interrupt real quick, too. I have to pay a shot bet to Dom because the Lions beat the Backers in Week 18. So I'm going to pour out some shots, and I'm going to do my 3-shot bet while we're...
Congratulations on beating the backups, Dom. But
yeah. Dom will take it. Dom will take it.
Our second stringers and third stringers beat their, for one quarter, first stringers and then second stringers. Really, we just let Jordan Love do Jordan Love things.
The record.
Did I not say in the preseason that we were going to win that game? For that reason. Green Bay will have it locked up.
That's one. That's one.
Okay, but anyway, guys.
I'm going to space them out. I'm going to have fun.
I had already completely forgot.
What do you guys think about some of these jobs and, like, coaches being interviewed and, like, all that kind of stuff?
So, can I start real quick? I totally agree, because I'm going to go quick, Jay. I totally agree with you on the Brian Flores. I want him to get another job. I thought he was, that was terrible. That happened. He should have never been fired. So if he goes to the Houston Texans, I hope that happens because I think that would be a great hire for the Houston Texans. So I'm rooting for that for you, Jay. I'm rooting for that for you. I have heard a lot of rumors around Dan Quinn to the Broncos. It just seems like it might happen. It seems like Denver's really interested in Dan Quinn. So that's something to keep an eye on. And regardless of who wins this game tonight, I really wish the Raiders would think about keeping that interim head coach. I think he deserves it, especially through the turmoil and bullshit he's put through all year. They should hold on to Rich.
Yeah.
And Oh, I don't know if it was mentioned, but this telecast is brought to you in part by Sideline Sports.
That's right. Sideline Sports Network.
Score No Score app. Make sure you guys do the thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's in-game betting. Go ahead, Tyler. You're the expert.
I'll say, I will say this much, and we have a colleague, Greg Joseph Jr. Shout out to him. He's going to come on here pretty soon. We're fellow Texans fans. We stay in Houston. I mean, it is messed up what happened with David Culley, but I'll tell you like this much. Mm-hmm. As much as I like the guy, Culley in that context should never have been hired in the first place. All he was a placeholder until someone better became available.
He was set up to fail.
And to be honest, he overachieved
financially.
He did
overachieved.
He did overachieve, and people will point at the fact that we actually did just as bad with Deshaun Watson last year as we did this year without him. It could be that the whole team is just in rebuild mode. But the only thing that makes sense as far as making up for not giving Culley a shot is Brian Flores. I really like what he done in Miami.
I love that. I would love that hire for you guys.
And I think that he would be a great hire. But if they hire him, the front office has got to get off his neck and let him run that team. And but no, I think that it most definitely will be great. I did though have a quick question for our guest, Will Vogel down there.
Yes, sir.
And that is, and I'm sure everyone else has heard that apparently. And there's a lot of time between now and the beginning of next season. Apparently, Matt Rule is on the hot seat. So if the Panthers were to decide to part ways with Matt Rule, who would you like to see take his place?
Ooh, good question.
I would definitely take Brian Flores in a heartbeat because he won 8 of his last 9 games. And I agree 100% with what you, James, and Tyler said. He got wrongfully fired. He didn't have a great start to the year, but it's how you finish. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And he finished great.
100%.
And I'm pretty sure if I'm a Dolphins fan, I know Dolphins fans, they're like, what the heck are you doing? He turned Tua around. I'm not saying Tua is going to be the next best thing, but
But he looks serviceable. Under Flores.
Is it safe to say that Brian Flores is the hottest coaching candidate?
I agree. Yeah, I think so.
I think
that him and Watson are in
pretty biased, but
you're talking about the
Peterson.
Giants.
You're going to say Peterson, who I would say is second. I would say is second. To me. I love the Doug
Peterson.
That's what's going to happen to you,
I think
James.
Peterson's
for all
a great hire for anyone.
Trashing.
I forgot to mention
they're going to get Deshaun Watson and hire Brian Flores.
Right. I forgot to mention something real quick.
The Giants.
It is. I saw a tweet on this earlier this week. And that is, it is actually said that the reason why the Miami Dolphins suddenly cut ways with Brian Flores is because the owner wants Jim Harbaugh. He graduated from the University of Michigan.
Really?
He's donated $4 million to that institution, and he's been enamored with him for years. However, I think it's dumb because you're sitting here with a really great guy for something that's not even a maybe. Oh, by the way, he can offer Jim Harbaugh 2 to 3 times as much as he's making at Michigan.
But
this is exactly why they have.
Go ahead, Will.
Harbaugh's got plenty of money at Michigan, but he got the other thing that he wanted, which is control.
You're right.
I've heard rumors about.
Apparently, he doesn't care about winning because this year's that's the most successful you'll ever see Jim Harbaugh at Michigan ever. He could be there till he dies.
I've heard Harbaugh to Chicago could be a possibility.
That's been a rumor for many years.
I'm okay with that. He
was drafted by the Bears. I mean,
I'm okay with that.
Doing
I don't want. I honestly like Doug Peterson. Can I just say
something real quick?
I like Doug Peterson real quick. I like Doug Peterson. I want him to get a job. I think he's probably the second best guy. I want Flores to get a job too. I think both of them are the best candidates. So I'm completely fine with that. I don't want to see either of them go to the Bears or the Vikings, obviously, for
ruin their career.
Yeah. Well, not even that. I just don't want to root against them, to be honest.
I hear you.
Doug Peterson's also a former Green Bay Packer. But I was just going to say about the Dolphins, this shows that they're a dysfunctional team. This is why they haven't been having any success ever since Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson was there like in the late 90s. So they haven't been having any success since then.
Waddle's nice though. Waddle is, but
he's all right.
I
all
doubt
right.
they're gonna get someone. I doubt
rookie receptions record.
I'm not sold on Tua. That's who I'm not sold on.
Tua isn't sold on Tua. You've seen his ceiling, and I promise you, he'll be out of the league. He'll be broken and out of the league in
he won't be out of the league.
7 years.
He might be a.
That's what Dom. I've been telling that people for months.
That's why I didn't want us to draft him.
100%.
Before we move on topics, though, for my boy Jay up there, guys, at least give Mills a chance. Let him compete. In camp this offseason.
I agree. I agree. And you know what? It actually has been said that the Texans may actually go the defensive route in the first round, which I totally agree because
there's a lot of defensive talent.
We all are in agreement.
Loaded with defense in this draft.
Hutchinson, Thibodeau.
I mean, who's the hottest coming out of college? Matt Corral?
Yeah, I was going to say, don't take one of them quarterbats. Matt Corral is simply the least bad.
I know we're not talking about draft yet, but like Preston Smith's probably going to leave our team because we can't afford him. I want a pass rusher. That's what I want in the first round.
Right.
There's a bunch of them.
Yep.
I think Mills is definitely
bunch of O linemen too. Corners.
Yes. We need to take a linebacker, a safety, and a fucking. I guess like
we need O line. Us Panthers, we need O line and. God, a quarterback somewhere.
Badly.
You guys need a line. You guys need an offensive line.
One of those O linemen and not Matt Corral or Pickett, Malik Willis.
And thanks.
No, I don't like the quarterback
all
class.
the teams I hate take all those shitty quarterbacks.
Thanks to the Indianapolis Colts and you know who, they got us they secured us like the 16th overall pick. So we have the 15th pick, the 16th pick, and whatever pick we end up with.
And the great
our man Cool McCain with the yo. What's up, Cool? We'll see you in a little bit.
Cool. Bring him in.
Big Cool.
Oh, I see you with the fade. That's the first time I've ever seen him without a head on his head.
I was going to say the same thing, but
look at young Clinton.
Guys, if we don't have any more thoughts on the coaching carousel,
we can move on.
We'll probably be updated on all that as we continue to have more shows. But super wild card weekend, man. Starting with the Bengals. I know that this game started before our show, so there's not really much we could do about that. But before like earlier in the week, I was kind of feeling I had the Bengals winning, but then I was kind of like yesterday. I was like I changed my pick to the Raiders, and the Raiders are down touchdown right now. So they're gonna
what gave you so much faith in the Raiders all of a sudden?
Well, I mean,
it's not really that I have faith in the Raiders. I just kind of it's kind of a dumb.
Oh, the Bengals are. The Bengals are destined to break that streak.
I'm really upset that Deshaun Jackson was not on the Super Bowl team.
But Dom, you have to look a little bit at what the Raiders did. 2 weeks ago, they beat Indianapolis when nobody expected them, and then they beat the Chargers. Yeah, which is fine, but I'm saying they've won back-to-back weeks going into this game. So I mean,
I'm not saying the Raiders
except in the preseason that me and JJ both said that Oakland could easily sneak in. I believe JJ
Vegas. Let's get it right, Vegas.
What did I say? Oakland.
Vegas.
Yeah, Oakland. I catch it. I catch Dom doing it a lot.
Shame on me for my B team. I believe JJ, he had them at like 11 or 12 wins, and I'm like, no, but they might sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah, that was we've all had bad takes. That was a bad take on JJ's part 12 wins.
As far as the Raiders-Colts game, and I'm not taking that away from the Raiders. They deserve to be in the postseason. But as far as that game goes, and I know Jimmy will agree, the Colts beat themselves.
Hey, you guys send the link to
the
Cool.
2 weeks, they should be in. They folded in the last 2 weeks. They probably deserve what they get.
I knew they were going to – they haven't won in Jacksonville since I was a child.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Because I got something to say about that, Jay. I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second.
What are we talking about? Will, what are your thoughts on this Bengals-Raiders game?
You know what? I'm a Clemson homer. I'm a Clemson fan because my brother went there in like 2009, and I love Renfro. I like Carr. I like Waller. Max Crosby's a great defender. But
so you're kind of rooting for the Raiders.
But I think the Bengals' momentum is rolling at a right point, and they're going to win this game.
All right, so back to what Jay just said a second ago. Did the Colts beat themselves, or did somebody else beat the Colts in these last 2 weeks? Because I'm gonna obviously not to spoil anything, but I guess you guys pretty much guessed who's going to be in my sports moron. So I'll talk about that later. But yeah, this is a great way to start the playoffs. Though.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow,
I think so.
far, he's looked really good today. His chemistry with Chase is on point.
Boyd's been playing a little pretty well.
Yeah.
Made some big catches.
Mixon,
Short.
I love Joe Mixon. This guy's really good. But anyway,
second team All-Pro Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Next game, and that's another thing that we need to discuss.
Pro Bowl.
Yeah, let's get into this night game.
But let's go over this next game: the Patriots and the Buffalo Bills taking on each other in Buffalo because
the rubber
the
match.
Bills won the division.
Rubber match.
So I'm gonna go first. I know that this is kind of like going outside of what a lot of people have said, but I think the Buffalo Bills are on upset alert right here. I think the Patriots going to go in and win this game. They played the Bills a couple weeks ago, not that long ago. So when you're Bill Belichick,
was that the pass attempt game?
No one can prepare his team for the biggest stage in the playoffs like Bill Belichick can, especially when it's a divisional team.
Absolutely not disagreeing with that.
That you just played like a couple weeks ago. So whatever the Bills did that made them really successful, that shit's not going to work this time. All right? Because he's going to take whatever you did the last time, he's going to make you beat him another way.
Yeah, what do I always say about Bill Belichick? What is he best at?
The Bills are going to have to find another way to do this shit. Because Bill's going to be ready.
Run the ball and win the turnover battle, and they'll win.
So I'll go second, and I'll even this up. I'm going to pick the Bills to win the game tonight. Okay. And I think this is going to be a really good football game tonight. I think we're going to see a really competitive football game tonight. I think what James said is spot on. Belichick is the best game planner in the NFL. He's going to have a plan tonight. So I'm not picking the Patriots. I have no issue with it. This is a game that I've been kind of 50-50 on. I've been waffling because as much as I think Buffalo has the talent to make a deep run, I also acknowledge the fact that Bill Belichick is the best coach in the National Football League, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So I think he is going to have a plan. But for some reason, in Buffalo, I just think they get it done. It's going to be a great game tonight, though.
I'm going to pick the Bills in a close one. Jimmy said it up there. He said that, and Dom and I said the same thing. Bill Belichick is going to take away what you are best at and make you beat him another way. I think today the Bills are going to have to have that defense come alive. I have it at a high-scoring game. I got it at 30-27. But sometimes –
Really? It's 10 degrees in a blizzard? 50-some points?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just feels like one of those games to me.
The Patriots are used to playing this kind of shitty weather.
Exactly.
They've been doing it for years.
Believe it or not, so are the Bills. It's the same type of weather. Now, sometimes it's not about, stopping them all game. It's about, can you make the play at the time? I know you know about that, Tyler. Remember the Cardinals game when dude had that pick in the end zone to seal it? Can you make the play at the time? Who from that defense is going to step it up? Is it going to be Trey White? Is it going to be
Hoyer?
But someone exactly.
Micah
Hyde. Someone's going to have to step up and make the play at the time. Also, at the same time, it'll be like if it's one of those game-winning drive type or game-time drive type deals for Mac Jones. And I know Belichick will put him in position to succeed, but I think Dermott's going to throw any defense he can to throw him off track, because Jones is a rookie. He hadn't been there before, So I'm taking the Bills in a close one. I think it may be the inexperience of Jones that's kind of his downfall, which, I get it for this year, but he's got years ahead of him, But I got Bills 30, Patriots 27. Go ahead, Dom.
I think the Bills win it, assuming they either win or tie the turnover battle. They have to run the ball, and We saw either last week or 2 weeks ago. You see what happens with Mac Jones when he has to throw the ball 30 times or more. Exactly. He's going to throw a couple interceptions. And, yeah, Buffalo just needs to – actually, I don't know. As much as – I mean, you got to run the ball to win in the playoffs, period, to control the clock. But at the same time, they need to put up some points and force the Patriots to throw. Yes. Yeah, I see it. I don't see high scoring. I'm saying Buffalo 24, Patriots 18.
What was the odd scores? 18. Nice. All right, well, what you got?
Well, I personally think that Mac Jones will get a rude awakening. I still think that Bill Belichick, like you guys said, is the master strategist. He's a genius. He's been in the league forever.
All respect. All respect.
But I still think the Bills win a close one. But I just want to say, did you guys hear what Bart Scott said to Josh Allen about cold weather?
What did he say?
He said, Josh, I got one tip for you. If you want to deal with cold weather, buy Agra. Yeah. Viagra, bro. What?
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay.
I read that earlier today too.
I laughed, but I got the Bills because they got crazy fans. They got home field advantage. Mac Jones has never been in here before or in this position. Like, you can't simulate it and be like, oh, I'm in the mind of blah, blah, blah. I'm playing in this game. No, it's a rookie experience. He's going to get the rookie treatment. Jitters. Yeah. He's going to struggle, I think. I don't think he'll be awful. I just think he'll struggle. So I got Bills in a really close game.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't lose to a quarterback named McCorkle. If you do, just hang him up.
I was gonna say, call me Jordan?
On accident. I was going to say James might get one over on all of us. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm the only one big in the Patriots, so if they win,
so hold on 1 second before we get into the next game. I do want to say that this episode is sponsored by the Score No Score app. The Score No, I encourage everyone to jump on. You're basically, you can play it during football season. You can play it during baseball season. You're basically betting on if they're going to score or not by each possession, each quarter. And they give you an allotted amount of coins that you can play, and you can wager on the application. You can also purchase coins if you want to have more coins. They're really cheap. It's only like 99 cents to purchase coins. So definitely check out the app and play along while you're watching these NFL playoff games this weekend.
All right.
Absolutely.
Oh.
So now we're going to transfer to our next game. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Super Bowl champs of last year, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the number 2 seed. Eagles are the number 7 seed. The Eagles really had a good season this year. We saw the emergence of Jalen Hurts. We saw Nick Sirianni really make a lot of adjustments to get this team in the right direction. The Eagles are pretty healthy. The Bucs do have some guys coming back. Levante David is coming back. They had a couple of other guys that are coming back as well. So, are these guys really going to be ready after being out for so long and they just kind of throw you out as the playoffs? Are they going to be able to go at that high speed level? That's what I'm going to really be looking at in this game. And I think the Eagles can handle it. I think that when you look at their guys on defense, we can match up against them because we have a great offensive line. We can run the football. Miles Sanders is coming back this week, which is going to be huge for a running game as well. And I think the Eagles are going to upset these Buccaneers. I do.
They can run that football.
As long as I think that Jalen is the type of guy that the moment is not too big for him.
Do you really believe that, or are you just rooting for your team? Like, if you weren't, an Eagles fan.
I've always said that I don't think the moment's too big for Jalen. Because what did you see with Carson Wentz?
Yeah, and James is hot. And
with the same bad team.
And James is also.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, James has also said all year that Tampa Bay is overrated. So James is going down on his sword, whatever happens in this game, I can respect it. Just to jump in, I guess I'll pick Tampa. I'm rooting like hell for Philly. And I hope James comes to me and says, oh, see, this is why you shouldn't have picked Tampa. I look at it for me, from my point of view, from my team. The one team who I don't want to come into Green Bay that can handle the weather is Philadelphia. Philadelphia could go into Lambeau. They can handle the weather. They could handle the weather. They could run the football against the Packers. The Eagles are a tougher matchup, believe it or not. Give me one of those West Coast teams. Fly in the Rams. Fly in the 49ers. I don't think they can handle it. Cardinals, Cardinals. So my point is that I'm going to pick the Bucs in this game. I think the Eagles are going to give them a fucking fight tomorrow. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I think a lot of these games are going to be good. A lot of them. I do. Yeah. I think there's a reason why this is the NFL playoffs, and this is why Wild Card Weekend's so fun, is that all these games are great. I'm excited for all of them.
Except for the Cardinals blowing out Dallas. Looking forward to that.
49ers are playing Dallas.
The Eagles can control this game. The Eagles can control this game. All they need to do is run the ball effectively.
Run the ball.
Limit the amount of times that Tom Brady's going to be on the field. And control the turnover battle. Don't have a bunch of stupid mistakes and penalties and turning the ball over. And we're going to give ourselves a chance to win the game. I think that's I think that's the bottom line.
Who you got, Jay?
Okay, so as far as players in the league, I am a Brady fan. I've said that for the longest time.
You're a Brady fan?
I do not.
I never knew that.
I've always liked Brady. I've always liked
Brady.
Man.
Let me hang on. I've only gone against Brady one time in the postseason, and James knows what game that is.
Wow.
And
you're
now
going to do it again, huh?
Number two. I got to rock with the hometown boy. I got to rock with Jalen Hurts. He's from Houston, Texas. He went to Channelview High School. He balled out and everything, man. So I'm going to ride with the Eagles in an upset. I think if any upset happens this weekend, it will be Philadelphia. Just like you said, they are the best.
These throws?
They're averaging 130-something rushing yards per game. Number one rushing team in the league, and you can run the football on Tampa, believe it or not. Tampa doesn't have the same defense this year as they did last season. Definitely not a game to overlook, but also I do like the Eagles. I do like the Eagles' chances in this one. And I don't and Brady hasn't faced too many corners like Big Play Slay this year, something that y'all hadn't mentioned yet. So I've got the Eagles in a fairly close one. I'm gonna say Eagles 23-17.
So we got to speed this up a tad. So, Dom, can you give me a quick pick on this one?
Real quick. Rooting for the Eagles, but I'm picking Tampa. It's fucking Tom. It's Tom Brady. Although I think the matchup is very interesting because Philly can run the ball. Tampa's pass rush is good, but obviously Jalen Hurts is very mobile. It's just going to be like James said. If Philly can win the rushing attack battle by, say, 70 yards and not turn the ball over. I mean, they've got a hell of a chance, but it's fucking Tom Brady. And I hate picking Tom Brady in any situation.
Oh, I know. I'm the same way. If the Eagles win this game, by all means, say I was wrong. But I want you guys to know, you guys should know by now, I am rooting for the Eagles tomorrow.
Everyone's rooting for the Eagles.
That's okay.
Go ahead, Cool.
Cool and Will.
Cool, you there?
Cool is halfway frozen and looks very surprised.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Will.
I'm gonna make a drink.
Well, you go first.
So I've got there he is. I've got the Bucs in a close one. I really, like you guys said, I'm going for the Eagles because of our guy James, but I got the Bucs in a close one.
And Cool. Our guys on the left.
Eagles.
We know
all
who
right,
I'm
man.
picking.
Don't worry. I got the dog mask.
Right. We know who I'm picking.
Don't worry.
You have one of those? That's awesome. I love those.
That's good. That's good.
We
Get
know
a little
who I'm
quick
picking.
pick.
Go ahead, Cool.
No, Cool said you know where we were picking.
You coming in and out.
Cool, we can't hear you, buddy.
Yeah, try and come out and then come back in. Cool.
We'll take a short commercial break. So, guys, this show is brought to you by Law Terrain Watches. Make sure you guys check them out. You can get 10% off anything on the site. They sell watches. They sell men's accessories. They sell all kinds of stuff. You can get bags, sunglasses. Like, they got all kinds of shit on there.
Yeah, they got cool sunglasses.
You can get Philly Gym, or you can get 10% off with promo code Philly Gym. So make sure you guys check it out. They are official sponsor of the Gauntlet. So big time stuff over there.
Yep. Lots of rain watches, and then also coming soon, we're gonna have merchandise with the Sports Gauntlet. So we'll be having shirts. We'll probably start off with something small like shirts, and then we'll eventually move up to like hoodies.
Are we gonna have to
and
pay for the
beanies
shirts?
and hats and whatnot?
You know what we need? Sweatbands.
Coasters.
We can do sweatbands. I'm with it. I'm with sweatbands. You know.
So let's move. Let's move real quick to the 49ers and Cowboys game. Here's Cool.
Are we waiting for another guy too, or no?
Yeah, I'll make it real quick. Can y'all hear me?
Cool. Are you in the interrogation room? Cool.
No, sir. No.
No.
But anyway, I'll make it real quick, man. Running game, we have the advantage, I think. Especially with Fournette not playing. Defense is prepared to play in cold weather. We got a
Fournette's
solid number one corner and a very good number two corner. Fournette's not playing. They did not activate him in time for the game.
Rojo's out as well.
So, fact of the matter is this. That's not our problem.
I'm changing my
Fact
pick.
of the matter is we have everything to gain and nothing to lose. We're playing with house money. There's no pressure. Nobody expects us to win but us. There's no fans outside of Philly that are picking the Eagles. So guess what? That's when we play our best. So thank everyone, all the media and everyone that doesn't pick us, that wants us to win but doesn't pick us.
Well,
I got the set Eagles.
Minus Jay and Dom, who just picked the Eagles too. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm switching.
That's a huge loss, and Fournette is a huge loss.
I didn't know Fournette was out.
Jay Ross with the boys.
Fournette.
Cool. I'm rooting for you guys. You know that.
Same.
So who's Tampa's number one back going into this game?
Appreciate it, Joe. Appreciate it.
Who is it? Is it
I don't want people coming at me because if Tom Brady wins, I'm rooting against Tom Brady. By all means, I am rooting against Tom Brady.
Tyler, I'm coming at you if we win, bro.
Hey,
you're gonna come at me anyway. You'll be playing us, so I get
Tyler,
it.
That might be a get back because remember when the Packers played the Cards?
If I clear the COVID protocols, I'm gonna fly to Lambeau Field and take my shirt off in the game, like all those crazy guys over there. I don't know. I'm not that crazy.
Is Mafi backstage? Is Mafi backstage?
No, he's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then keep everyone on until Mafi shows up.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
next game.
Next game, Cowboys 49ers. Tyler, why don't you kick us off here?
Whew. This is a game. Wow. This is a game that I think can go either freaking way, man.
Yep.
Last night on Cool's show, I picked the 49ers, like in the comments. I said, I think the 49ers are going to win this game for some reason. And then I slept on it, and I thought to myself the next day, I said, I don't know, the Cowboys could win this game too because it really is a tough game to pick. But I know Dom's going to pick the 49ers. I have a feeling James is going to. I have a feeling James is going to pick the 49ers. I have a feeling Jay's going to pick the 49ers. So I'm just teasing you. I'm picking the 49ers too.
Dude, I'm gonna make this real quick. And I know Dallas, they had a 4-game winning streak in December. Not 4-game winning streak. They won most of the games in December and whatnot, but I don't give a damn about that. You got blown out by the Broncos at home, bruh. Now you want to bring Debo and company in your house? And Diggs gives up too much yards as is. You want to put him on Debo? What you think gonna happen? I've got the Niners. I ain't gonna say the Cowboys gonna get blown out, but I got the Niners. I would say 27-17. I think they played just enough defense to bottle up.
You got them by 10?
That was the get out of my head. That was my number as well. 27-17.
Yeah, I got 27-17. I think the Niners defense can give them fits. They can bottle up that. Okay, because let's face it, I do not expect Ezekiel Elliott to break out this game. We all know he has not been the same. Okay, so
He's
pretty much they should
guy
focus
anymore.
on
Tony
stopping
Pollard might.
Prescott. Say again?
No, you know what it is?
Is he back from the plantar fasciitis yet, though?
You say it's back for what now?
Plantar fasciitis.
Oh,
The plantar fasciitis. You know, he has plantar fasciitis.
I've
Is he
had
back?
that for like
yeah,
15 years now. It sucks.
it sucks.
If your plantar fasciitis ain't right, you might as well not even play.
May as well not play.
Well, don't sleep on Tony Pollard. I'm just saying, like, this guy got game too. So even if
He's
Zeke is
better
not
than
the
Zeke.
same, like,
He's
okay,
better
then
than Zeke.
What's the problem? What's the problem then?
The problem
he's the
for
one with the
Dallas,
plantar fasciitis.
the problem for Dallas
Pollard.
is going to be George Kittle, and that's how Micah Parsons gets neutralized.
I can see that.
Okay.
That's my X
Well, I have a
factor.
couple
That's all I got to say about the game.
I have a
Plus,
couple
come
of-
on,
That's a pretty.
it's the
that's a
fucking
pretty-
Cowboys.
That's a pretty good X factor. Let me ask you a question, Dom. If Kittle was fully healthy,
Oh, he's
do you
not.
have, do you have him above Kelsey?
No.
Not quite, and mainly because it's a health thing. Because the best ability is availability. Every time
Honestly-
I turn around, George Kittle sneezes, and then he's questionable for 3 weeks.
Honestly, I'm gonna
Now
change
that
my
you-
I'm gonna change my pick. Honestly, I'm gonna pick the Cowboys.
Boo.
I just don't know. I just don't really like. I don't know. Like
Tell
this
me
is
why.
a weird game
Tell me why.
because you said Ezekiel Elliott is hurt and that Tony Pollard's gonna play more. I don't like that
What's
for the
wrong with that?
49ers.
What's
No,
wrong?
Tony Pollard
What's
is the
wrong
one
with
No, I
that
don't
has,
like-
Pollard?
I
Tony
don't.
Pollard is the
I-
one that has the plantar fasciitis
There's-
injury. That's Tony Pollard.
There's
Oh,
not,
he's
there's
injured?
not a single
That's why
thing.
Clement.
Pollard's
Dallas
That's
is-
why Clement's been
There's not a
playing.
single thing that
That's why
Dallas
Clement's
is
been
better
playing.
at than San Francisco. Not a thing.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
I thought Cool meant Ezekiel Elliott was the one with
No.
the plantar.
No.
So-
Tony Pollard is the
so-
one with the plantar
So you're
fasciitis.
All right,
sticking with
well
the
then-
Niners.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Bang Bang Niner game
All right.
or whatever.
So I'm
Well,
I
I'll
think
make it
it's-
real quick, y'all. Go ahead, Will. I'll let you go first, bro.
It's going to be a really good game. I think that Zeke's going to get stuffed a lot because you got Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, you got Fred Warner, like really good defenders. But
It's a good game, honestly. It's a really
and
good
then,
game.
Like, I know you got, I think Jimmy Ward's still on the 49ers, if I'm not wrong. But I still think that Dallas, you got Cooper, you got Lamb. And then on the other side, I get it. You have Kittle and Debo, but I got the
Don't forget about
Cowboys
Elijah Mitchell.
by 3. Elijah Mitchell.
Okay.
But I got the Cowboys by 3. I think, and then I think Parsons is gonna, like, I know you got pretty darn good O linemen in San Fran, and they've got Kyle Juszczyk, who's a good gadget player, but I think Dallas is riding good right now.
So did we?
Boo.
So did
You
we
know,
get
Will-
everybody? So we got to keep going.
No, I
on
didn't.
this.
I haven't gone yet. I was
well,
gonna
let's
say
make
that.
it quick,
haven't
real
gone
quick. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
have the Cowboys.
This is gonna be over an hour.
I have the Cowboys winning too. The reason why is because I don't believe in Jimmy Garoppolo. If the ball is in Jimmy's hands and he has to make like that big play, he's not capable of making that play. I
Got
know
more
Dak
playoff
is-
wins than Dak Prescott.
Yeah, by 1 or 2 or something, but it's not saying much. Jimmy G is not
True.
the type of quarterback that's going to win you games. He's the type of quarterback that's going to not lose you games.
Neither is
So I feel like the game is going to come. I know Dak isn't either, but I feel like the game is going to come down to Jimmy G has to like have a game-winning drive. He's going to make a bad decision, and it's going to cost the 49ers in the end, and the Cowboys are going to win.
I feel like they're going to try and attack Debo a lot, but they're going to have to get Ayuk involved and Kittle.
Debo's going to be a huge problem for them.
And
They're
interesting
gonna be
stat,
able to
real
run-
quick. The 49ers are undefeated when Jimmy G does not throw an interception. They're 2-6
Wow.
when he does.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What were you saying?
This game is real simple. It's going to come down to a few simple things. One of those things is going to be the running game. San Francisco is going to be able to run the ball with Debo. They're going to run the ball with Ayuk if they need to.
Okay.
They're going to use their running backs. They're going to attack the weaknesses that they have.
Mitchell.
We have a lot of guys like we hear all this. Yeah, Mitchell will have his opportunity as well. You have a lot of guys that are talking about Diggs against Debo. Diggs will maybe get an interception, but he's going to get burnt. He's not going to be physical enough to handle Debo. We praise Diggs for the one thing that he does well, which is get interceptions. But you have to look at it as you have to guard guys the whole game. You get one interception, then you give up 150 yards. What have you really done to help your team?
And what about Anthony? And what about Anthony Brown on Ayuk? It might be Ayuk that goes off.
Don't get me wrong. Interceptions.
Both of them are going to have to be solid for them to happen. And San Francisco can overcome one turnover with Jimmy G. That's pretty.
I think pretty much all these games in the playoffs, it's always a similar story or pattern. It's run the ball and don't turn it over, and you'll probably win. That's football.
I think Cool also makes an interesting point because we tend to put so much focus on interceptions and overlook the fact that what makes you a great corner is the quarterback not throwing the ball your way. And I've seen you in conversations about this defending Big Play Slay. People don't throw his way because he locks it down. You see what I mean?
Thank you.
Right.
Big Play Slay. If you're asking me, Big Play Slay is a better player than.
When he had that one really spectacular year in Detroit, he led the league in both passes defended and interceptions, which is crazy to me because it's like, how do you keep going to a guy? How do you keep trying to go at a guy that's picking it off more than anyone else? You see why they throw at Trayvon Diggs. Yeah, he picked off 11 passes. How many completions did he give up? He's Marcus Peters 2.0. Dre Bly 3.0.
I agree. We go to the next game, man?
Yeah,
whose fish tank do I hear? It sounds like a fish tank.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I don't have one, so it's not me.
Yeah, we're 42 minutes into the show.
We got time.
Steelers, Chiefs. Who you guys got?
The Chiefs. The Chiefs are way better.
I mean, we can breeze through this real quick. Raise your hand if you're picking the Chiefs. Cool does not raise his hand. He just wants to be different. Go ahead, Cool. Tell us why Pittsburgh wins this game.
No, I don't want to be different.
Tell us why Pittsburgh wins this game.
Juju back. Their defense is solid. I'm telling you now, they get Juju back. Their defense is solid. Ben is at the end.
Is when they win this game.
Is one game where you can get vintage Ben. Right. No, sir. If you listen to the complete statement.
Okay, all right.
Ben's in his last game.
And the extended Ben Roethlisberger
this could be his
swan
chance
song. Okay.
Ben Roethlisberger's swan song, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll definitely. We'll definitely see on that game. We'll definitely see what happens. We'll definitely see who wins that game for sure.
I like it.
Jordan, thanks you're
right. In 2005, the Pittsburgh Steelers were 9.5-point dogs at number 1 Indianapolis. And who won that game?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But that was also when Ben Roethlisberger was
2005. Good God. That was a long time ago.
Yes, it was. I was 10.
I really want to get to
Brandon Jacobs.
I want to spend time on this next segment. So
go ahead.
Well, we got one more game. We didn't talk about.
Oh, we got one more game. That's right.
We're not talking about the Packers. They're off this week, Dick.
I didn't even say nothing.
Why you gotta be so
chill?
No, didn't you know we're talking about arena football? No,
I'm not one of those fans that like if the Packers
Warner?
play the Eagles next week, you're not going to hear me shit talking. I'm just going to say let the best team win. I already shared my thoughts. I think Philly is the worst matchup for the Packers because they can play in the cold. I want to play a West Coast team that don't know how to deal with it.
He wants Matthew Stafford.
And the Buccaneers.
That's why he's rooting for the Rams this week. But I've got the Cardinals winning this game.
Do you blame me, James? James, do you blame me? The Packers beat Matthew Stafford all the time. Do you blame me?
Hey, I told you in the preseason that the Rams couldn't beat y'all.
The Rams are not going to beat they're not even going to get past the Cardinals, all right? It's not going to happen.
Nope, they're not.
I know the Cardinals are beat up. I got the Rams losing.
I would like to make a monetary wager with each and every one of you that are picking the Cardinals.
Dom, could you let me finish?
Well, I'm not making a wager with you on the team that I would throw.
The reason why is because of how much have the Rams been turning the ball over even in that last game they played against the 49ers, you saw them get off to a hot start, 17-0. And then what started happening? They started having drives stall out. They started turning the ball over. They started playing like shit. And that's how the Rams have basically been playing for the whole second half of the season. They're giving the ball away like it's Christmas presents, So in the playoffs, when you do that too many times, you're going to get your ass kicked. I don't think I'm not saying that it's going to be a blowout.
Played so bad they won the division.
I think the Cardinals win by 7 at least.
Stacked teams in Los Angeles ain't doing that great. With the exception of the Dodgers losing in the NLCS, the Lakers ain't doing that good, and the Rams ain't going to win this one. I got Cardinals 30-10.
Oof.
30-10?
Yes.
Cardinals 20.
Wow. Okay,
Yes.
Jay.
That's hella bold.
Okay,
That's
Jay.
hella bold.
I think I keep saying all these games are going to be good, and Jay says 30-10.
Except that one.
fucking 10.
Except that
A Monday night
Cardinals
blowout.
28-13.
Wow.
Cardinals
Okay.
28-13.
I'm picking the Rams, guys, and it's because no Hopkins, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Rams 35, Cardinals 28. You know what the X factor is?
Rams
Cam
are not going
Akers.
to put no 35 points.
I thought you were going to say Cooper Cup.
No,
man.
Cam Akers, yeah. He's
You
back.
already know,
This is his
you already
first
know what
game
Cooper Cup is
all
capable
season.
of with the Matt
This
Stafford
is his
effect.
first game all season.
I've
Is it-
I'll
not
take
gonna be dominant in this game.
I'll take Sean McVay over Cliff Kingsbury.
You think it's merely a coincidence that the number 1 and number 2 all-time single-season receiving leaders in history both had the same quarterback? I don't think it is.
Do you think it's
Because
a
those are
coincidence
regular season
that-
records. Those are regular season records.
he
But
said,
the Rams are actually good. I give
Hold
more,
on, no
Gets in the
disrespect, no
playoffs.
disrespect, but you don't.
and I love
really,
Megatron, but I give more credit
You
to
don't
Cooper
really
Kupp.
take into account how bad the Detroit Lions were. So Matthew Stafford did a lot.
That's what I'm saying, though.
A
I give
lot of
more
stats.
credit to Cooper Kupp's season than I do to
Matt
Megatron.
Stafford
I love
is
Megatron.
he's the garbage time king of all time.
But
Like, no one comes close to
they not too much garbage time this year, though, eh?
Do you guys see this game come
I'm
down
talking
the
about
wire?
most of his career.
Yeah,
Lots
this
of
game
other
is
stuff.
lit. This game is lit
true.
right now.
I think it's
It's
going
going to
to
come down to
overtime.
the end.
And who's
We might
that
be seeing
driving down the
overtime.
field? Is that the only current quarterback in the league that has less fourth
Okay, guys,
quarter
we're
and
getting
game-winning
short on
drives
time.
than Matt Stafford? Oh, it's
Yeah,
Derek
let's-
Carr.
Let's
So
hop
I-
into the
Not
next
to cut
topic.
you guys
Wait,
off, but
I've
we're
got-
getting short on time.
I've
Go
got
ahead.
Cardinals by 7.
Okay.
All right. I also have the Cardinals by 7.
I'm
Next
pretty
segment.
sure Joseph picked the Cardinals too. I think.
You and
I'm
me.
not sure.
You and me are the only ones who picked the Rams. Dom. Let's go on to sports moron.
Okay, so I'm going to go first, guys.
Jesse
you go.
Bates.
My sports moron is the Indianapolis Colts. More specifically, this guy. This guy. Carson Wentz. Let me get something straight.
He's
Before
like,
the
boom,
season.
toss that shit.
And we talk. And listen, you guys can check the receipts. We talked about this on the show. I tried to tell you
I was there.
that Frank Reich is not. He doesn't have a fucking. This is a screwdriver, but I'm going to pretend like it's a magical wand because this is what people were saying. Like Frank Reich is a wizard that's going to make Carson Wentz's all his problems go disappear. That's what everyone was saying, and I kept saying that's not going to happen. Carson Wentz, the only things that he can fix, he has to fix them himself. Like Frank Reich cannot make him work on his mechanics, work on his decision making, and all that other stuff. And we saw in these last 2 games, crucial stretch, getting ready for the playoffs, losing to the Raiders and the Jags, a 2-win team back to back. Carson Wentz had arguably one of the worst games of his career.
Yeah,
he's terrible.
He slept well.
So I have a few things to shout out. All the people that said, "Oh, the Eagles are going to regret trading Carson Wentz. He's going to be a Hall
This
of
is my
Famer.
third one, Dom.
This is the new Drew Brees going to Sean Payton.
Ball
You know,
game.
big mistake.
Ball
Jalen
game.
Hurts is not going to win more games. Like the Eagles are going to are a clown organization. They gave up on a generational quarterback. That's what all these people were saying.
Right.
Now we're in the playoffs.
That's
Fucking
a tough one.
Eagles. Let's
And
go.
We got their first round pick. and they're sitting at home, and they're stuck with his contract, and we got the contract off the books.
Oh, and it was a pick.
So we can actually spend some damn money in free agency next year. Colts, Carson Wentz is my sports moron of the week.
That's a tough loss.
That was that, man. Well put. I had the same sports moron. I'll keep it short. They had an easy path to the postseason in the last 2 weeks. All they had to do was beat the Raiders that needed things to happen to get to the postseason, and the damn Jaguars, and they folded. And the entire city of Indianapolis should be ashamed of themselves. The entire city, and it's such a robbery to Jonathan Taylor because he had a hell of a.
He was first team All-Pro for Jonathan Taylor this year.
And I'm gonna tell you like this: if the Colts continue to have seasons like this with that running back, he should consider going to another team. I'll take him. I'm just saying.
Remember earlier in the year when I said all these veteran quarterbacks could be on the move? Carson Wentz, add him to that list.
I don't know who the fuck would want Carson Wentz because who's going to be willing to
Denver?
Who's going to be willing to take his contract?
Denver.
I'm gonna say this real quick. I agree with the two gentlemen up top and the Colts being the sports morons of the year, not just the week. But I'm gonna just simply say this: everybody kept talking about Reich and all this stuff, but remember, Reich was the OC. Mike Groh was the QB coach. Right. So who do you think worked more in hand with Carson Wentz, Frank Reich or Mike Groh? But see, everybody spun the narrative that Reich was going to make him this amazing quarterback. Reich, I mean, he's a decent coach, but as you can see, he's not the Wentz whisperer. But you know why he's not the Wentz whisperer? My man above said it.
Nobody's the Wentz whisperer.
Nobody's the Wentz whisperer because he's hearing the voices in his head. You can't get in there. Right.
Yeah, it's been above the neck for Carson Wentz for several years now, unfortunately.
Carson Wentz is on the path to where
I really appreciate it as an Eagles fan.
He's either going to be a backup soon or he's going to be out of the league. There's no in between. He's got if he gets traded to a team like Denver, like you were saying, Dom, and he fucks it up again, he's done. He's finished. Nobody's going to give him another chance unless he turns it. He could end up being like the new Sam Bradford. You remember how much Sam Bradford, he was terrible and he kept getting chances and people kept giving him money.
Philly,
that's what Carson Wentz is going to be.
Yeah, I mean,
but we gave him money, then we traded to Minnesota.
It's not like Wentz has been on bad teams. He was on the Eagles and had a team around him. He's on the Colts and he's got a team around him. And say he goes to Denver and we've seen the weapons out there. I mean, is it fair to say that if Russell Wilson, for example, became a Broncos, they're immediate Super Bowl contenders?
Yeah, I keep saying I think
Denver don't fall for it.
They have out there.
I think Mahomes and Herbert being in the division is going to scare Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers. It's going to scare them away from wanting to go in that division.
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't want to go play in that division with Mahomes and fucking Herbert. No way.
This is the last thing I'm going to say about the whole Carson Wentz situation. I think this is fucking bullshit because this is the same excuse some people always make for Carson Wentz. Oh, well, he doesn't have any help. He doesn't have this. You send him to a team that has one of the best offensive lines in the league, Jonathan Taylor, his old coach that was supposedly going to, turn him around.
Naheem Hines as the backup.
Yeah, you're saying he has
no help.
That shit, that's disrespectful.
And a good defense.
Yeah, probably one of the best linebackers in the league.
Carson Wentz. Does anybody else have a sports moron they want to share?
You got one?
No, I would agree with that one. And the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's mine. It's who's Miami's owner? Stephen Ross.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the Dolphins front office and or the owner for firing Brian Flores.
I agree.
That's my sports moron of the year.
You sure you don't want to bring up Bruce Arians saying that, Tom Brady's the MVP? It's not even close, even though Aaron Rodgers got outvoted, or Tom Brady got outvoted 34-16 for first team All-Pro.
I mean, it depends on what time of day that Arians said that. If it was after 3:30 in the afternoon, he was drunk.
I mean,
if
Bruce Arians likes his cocktails, trust me.
We all know Aaron Rodgers is the MVP.
And his Kangol hats.
It's not even close.
I can't hate on Bruce Arians because he does rock
there's one other sports moron that we have not discussed, and I hate to say this, but the Houston Texans front
You're right.
office.
Yeah,
They're morons.
you're right.
You brought in a guy that had the dude Davis Mills playing well, and then you get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
You brought him in to be a scapegoat, but he was better than you thought, and now you already had major plans and you had to go through with it.
Yes,
that dude was coaching well, and he had the team playing hard for him.
Is anyone really surprised that the Bengals went? The Wet Bandits didn't defeat Macaulay Culkin. It was the other way around.
Dude, let me say this and touch on Cool's point for a second. This is what the fuck happens when you have a damn televangelist as your team executive that evaluates talent based on their faith instead of actual talent. Jack Easterby must go. I would legit cuss him out in public. Get out of my city. Get off my team.
Mike Mack just
get him out of here.
Mike Mack just got fired
up in New England, you know. And then you got McNair, who has no nuts to control this man. He's ruining the team. Period. I'm on the fence about Nick Caserio. Nick Caserio, he's doing his best with what he has, you know. But at the same time, Easterby's got to go, man. Like, we're all – and, you know, it's actually said, and you can look this up, that Bill O'Brien was actually a scapegoat. It was Easterby who wanted Hopkins gone. This is an article. Look this up. It was Easterby who wanted Hopkins gone.
Wow. Then
Either
you traded him for crumbs and air.
Yeah.
It's not even the fact that the Texans traded Hopkins. It's the fact that what they got back for him is just disrespectful.
An older
David Johnson.
They should have got at least the Texans should have got at least 2 first-rounders for DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Shout out to anyone still crying in their alcoholic beverage for drafting David Johnson first overall in the fantasy draft the year after his one good year.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
So I told these motherfuckers it's David Johnson.
It's all right. He was a stud, though, that 1 year he had.
That 1 year.
Non-sports morons? Or non-sports topics?
Let's do it.
It was what? Favorite Adam Sandler movie, right?
Yeah, so
Happy Gilmore.
Ooh.
Fuck, I can't even pick
Waterboy.
3, let alone 1.
Dang.
Waterboy.
Ooh, I was gonna say Billy Madison.
Billy Madison.
Shampoo is better. I go on to get conditioner is better.
When Bob Barker beats the shit out of him on the golf course.
Did you guys know that Bob Barker did his own stunt in that movie?
Yes,
yeah.
he did.
I'm going Billy Madison.
It's Happy Gilmore for me. Billy Madison's probably like my 3rd or 4th favorite.
You named all the good ones.
Well, fuck you, Dom. I love Billy
Madison.
Big Daddy.
Which one, Will?
It's between Big Daddy and Happy Gilmore for me.
The Longest Yard.
I've seen pretty much all those movies I've seen pretty much all those movies in the theater.
What about The Wedding Singer? Underrated.
Oh, for
Wedding
sure.
Singer, yeah, definitely.
You'd almost have to go like Mount Rushmore of Adam Sandler movies.
I like.
No, he has a lot. I like 8 Crazy Nights. I thought 8 Crazy Nights.
Oh,
good.
that's funny.
to Will's
40
point,
First Dates
with Whitey.
Yeah.
40 First Dates is good. He's like, sorry, I'm not more attractive.
50 First Dates.
Is it
To
50?
Will's point, The Longest Yard
Yeah.
is up there, but I kind of
Good
felt
movie,
Nelly Goldberg and Stone Cold stole the show in that film.
Yeah.
Stone Cold
they
is
made Stone Cold
hilarious
feel
in that
himself. I'm
movie,
like, come on
actually.
now.
He's like, you mean I get to hit the guards with this?
Nelly looked like he could legit play running back in the
Dude,
pros,
you
man.
know who Nelly looks like in that movie? Steve Smith.
What is what's the guy's name? The little short guy that said he was going to play quarterback.
John Turturro?
Yeah,
that's what everyone said. Everyone says he looks like Tua, but he's like short.
He does.
That's funny.
Not
It's
John
a good movie.
Turturro.
I like the Longest Yard remake.
No one mentions Mr. Deeds.
That's a good
That's why
movie.
you
Adam Sandler has a lot, man. I'm telling you.
Rushmore if you're talking about Adam Sandler.
Did you guys see
me,
Uncut Gems?
Gotta
I
be
never saw
Waterboy.
that
I still have not
Always.
seen that.
Waterboy.
I've seen that
That's a
one, too.
great one.
But now that I've seen
Waterboy
the
that's
ass on the
it.
chick
That's my
that's
one.
in that movie,
I used
watch it.
to have a shirt though for Billy Madison that said O'Doyle rules. So it was pretty funny.
I almost
Tyler,
bought
when you
a
brought
Bobby
up
Boucher
Eight Crazy Nights,
jersey.
I haven't
Bobby
seen the
Boucher
full thing.
jersey.
I've seen bits and pieces, but I love when
Mississippi Mud
what's his
Dogs.
name? Whitey does. This is the best seizure of my life.
You should rewatch. You should rewatch Eight Crazy Nights. It's a great movie.
This is the best night of my life.
Love that.
No love for grown-ups.
Oh,
I was going to say,
I like grown-ups.
I like
Grown-ups is cold-blooded.
He's got so many.
Hey, Dad. He's like, wait. He's
The
like,
second grown-ups
like,
wasn't
Dad,
as
why
good,
is
but it
the
was
pee-
still
oh
pretty
my
funny.
God.
Yeah, the first one's funnier.
Shaq was in the
With Rob
second one,
Snyder's
and then-
daughter.
Oh my God.
Shaq
These
was
two
Or his
his
wife.
daughters.
Or his wife.
And his wife was like, she said something. She was like, "Oh, it's easier than making a free throw." And Shaq was all smiling, and then he was just like, it was hilarious.
The first one's funny. I like the first one.
The first one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Any other non-sports topics for you guys? Or are we ready to close?
I'm good here, man.
I'm good.
Let's get on the Patriots Bills.
I was going to
Let's,
say, we've only gone, we're less than a minute over. So we
yeah,
did pretty
so
well.
we're going to let Cool do a shout out and we'll do a shout out. And then the rest of us, you guys know, unless you guys want to have a shout out, we're good till next weekend.
Go ahead, Coolio.
Fly Eagles Fly. PlayCallerSportsTalk.com. Twitter, Real Play Callers. IG, Play Caller Sports Talk. Let's go.
Big baller play caller. Let's go. Let's go. Friday night.
Let's go.
Go ahead, Will.
Shout out to the NBA Carousel, the sip off, and the
Oh, yeah.
Gauntlet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and just real quick, I want to say something. I think, Will, I'm glad you brought up the sip off. I just want to give a special thank you to Megan and all the hard work that she's been doing with her show.
Mm-hmm.
Megan's an inspiration to all of us. I think we all agree with that.
Yep.
Megan is what really the Gauntlet would not be here, basically.
Yeah,
if
she's the reason I'm here.
Because she kind of we knew each other before, but going on the sip off is kind of what brought all of us together, and that's what kind of forged the Gauntlet into what it is. So, yeah, I definitely really appreciate her for that.
Yes,
absolutely. 100%. Shout out to her for
100%.
The queen
You're
of
the
hoops.
MVP. You're the MVP, Megan. Yeah,
the price is right.
Be sure to check
price
out
is wrong, bitch.
Also.
I know.
I think you should be working at the snack bar.
Well, you guys already know. Go Pack, go.
Go.
He had to show off his new hat, y'all.
Shout out.
You guys see Aaron Rodgers wearing this hat in the sideline.
Shout out.
Well, now he's wearing the beanie, I guess.
Harlem Cowboy, unconventional Kings fan. Did I say it right?
Peace, y'all. Peace, y'all. End on that clip. End on that clip.
That
Brought to you by Sideline Sports. Shout out JB Ellis. Peace.
All right, see you guys next week.
Yep.